Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cheyanne for those of you that don't know. Today's video is going to basically break down how my roommates were able to steal my money and what I was doing those days, because I just got my bank statements back from the bank, so I was able to kind of go through them and go through my pictures, my Facebook posts, and kind of everything I was doing and figure out where I was those days, and I actually got the times that it happened, so I'm gonna go through it with you guys. So, a little backstory. May 15th, I moved into my own place with a roommate in Lansing, Michigan. I was approved and we had moved in. So that day, that very first day, we were moving all of our stuff, and we had went and got the money order for everything. And I had went to Walmart to get the money order, and so I had pulled out cash. I pulled out about $2,000 cash, or I actually went and pulled about $400 cash, and then I went and cashed some of my checks that I had. So I had that in my wallet, and I paid about $800 to I had like $800 to my money order. So I had like roughly $1,600 somewhere like around there in my wallet, all $100 bills still in my wallet. So me and my roommate, we went straight to Walmart, got the money order. We were in the U-Haul still. We still had to go get our stuff. So we went to her house first. We went and put all of her stuff in there. And I had my wallet, on me. I left it kind of in my U-Haul because it was my U-Haul. I rented it. I didn't really know a lot about anybody. I thought it was just going to be me and my roommate. Well, it ended up being me, my roommate, and her boyfriend. Me and my roommate were both pregnant at the time, so I kind of just let that go. I kind of just didn't realize that he was moving in until the day of. So after we got their stuff, we went to my mom's house and got my stuff, and we were packing everything up in the U-Haul, and I had brought my wallet out. I was like, maybe I should start paying attention to my wallet, so I brought it out and I put it in my mom's garage. And that's when my roommate's boyfriend was actually lurking around in the garage or whatnot, and my mom walked in the garage and seen that, and she seen my wallet sitting there, so she went and picked up my wallet and put it inside. She said, "Hey, I put your wallet in the garage, or in the drawer in the house." Okay, So after everything was packed and we were ready to go, I went and grabbed my wallet. And, just for the sake of everything, I went and looked in it to make sure that all my money was still in there. Well, it happened to be gone. It was all gone. I was devastated. Devastated. So I walked out there, I opened up the U-Haul, I said, "Everybody empty your pockets." I made everybody empty their pockets. I went and patted everybody down, like, "Where's my money?" I was devastated. I was crying for days. I was trying to think of, like, where my money could have went. Well, I didn't know my roommate's boyfriend very well, and I was very judgmental, so I kind of was just like, yeah, like, it was him, so I for sure think it's him still to this day, but, I don't have full proof. But anyway, so that happened, and my mom's like, why don't you just pack up everything in the U-Haul? Like, the next day, my roommate actually went into the hospital to have her baby, and I was, like, debating, or, like, what am I gonna do? Like, now I have, like, barely, like, all my money's still gone. Like, thank God they didn't take my debit cards or anything. And, my mom was just, like, pack your stuff up. Like, come back here, we'll deal with it. Just come back here and you can find your own place to live. Well, I was like, "No, Mom, like, I really like this place. I really want to stay here." So I decided to stay. So that was like May 15th, right? Okay, so a month passed. Everything was going all right, and let's just say May 15th we moved in. We had rent-free for that month, and then we ended up having to pay June 1st, right? So June 1st comes around, and I'm like, all right, you know, let's go pay for rent, and they don't have the money for rent. So I ended up just going to pay for rent, like, the next day, because they were like, you know, I don't have the money, da-da-da-da. So I was like, all right, well, I paid it. Just pay me back. Well, I never ended up getting paid, let alone they never paid for rent. Okay, never paid for rent. I always paid for the rent. And I had the bills all in my name, paid all the bills, all the rent. Okay, remember that. Okay, so June 28th comes around. All right, and my uncle wasn't doing very well at the time. He was really sick, and he was passing away. So he ended up passing away that day. I was at my grandpa's with my family, and we were just kind of sitting around, like, you know, waiting for the news. Yeah, so we just kind of were like mourning, and we were all crying, and we were just trying to, like, be with each other that day. So the next day, my baby daddy, my kid's dad, came down, and he wanted to take his son, Cash. He wanted to take Cash. So I was like, all right, you know, whatever. So he came down, he was with a friend, and they were acting stupid, and I sensed that there was kind of like drugs. And so I freaked out, you know. I was like, no, like, I don't want my son to go with you. I don't want him driving up there with you. So I freaked out. We got into a big fight outside the house. And I asked, well, at the time, my roommate's boyfriend and his friend were there while this was happening. So I was like yelling, like, please, like, hey, da-da-da, like, please come help me. You know, so he ran out and he grabbed my son from my kid's dad and brought him inside. And then, you know, me and Sensor started arguing, you know, or me and my kid's dad started arguing, whatnot. And then I ended up just letting Cash go with his dad, you know. So after that, I went inside, and then my roommate's boyfriend felt the need to get involved and try to tell me what his 2 cents on being a parent and what I should have done as a parent, right? So me and him are going at it. We're going back and forth at each other, and my roommate comes home in the middle of it. And so she's, like, watching me yell at her boyfriend, watching her boyfriend yell at me. And so she felt like the need to involve herself in the situation and put her 2 cents in, okay? So it was a big fight, right? So I left. I ended up leaving after that. Well, that night, on my phone, I got a notification on my phone. And it was from my kid's dad. It was from my bank. It was from my kid's dad. He plays this stupid game. Well, he tried charging my bank card, my brand new bank. I just opened up a bank right here, right? Got my card, got my info. Well, he took my card info and bought, like, some stupid thing with it. Well, I didn't have money in the account at the time, so it got denied. It, like, tried to go through. Well, you know, obviously I was pissed off, so I was like, dude, like, why would you do that? Like, you're trying to take my information. You know, all this stuff's happening. Like, I just had my money stolen, you know, like, so, and he's like, oh, I didn't do it, you know, whatever. Okay, so the very next day, right, the very next day, I was at home all day. I was just hanging out, and, mind you, everybody was on unemployment, you know, so I had my unemployment card. Well, I had all this money on this unemployment card, and I wasn't using it because I was using my other card, like my bank card that I had just got. I was going to start transferring all my other stuff in there. I had money. I didn't need the money that was on there, so I put it away. I set it away in my wallet. I never used it. I had about, like, $2,900 in there. Never used it, set aside. Well, you know, sometimes I would check, like, my bank information just to, like, make sure that, you know, everything was still there. Well, I noticed, because I would sometimes use that card. I would sometimes use it. So I noticed on there that I had a charge from Best Buy. Mind you, 2 weeks prior to that, I had went and got subs installed in my car, and it was like $200, whatnot. Well, I looked on there, and my card was charged $500 for a Best Buy gift card. Well, I didn't buy a Best Buy gift card. So, you know, I ended up calling the bank after that, and I was like, you know, what is this? This is not me. I didn't do this. So they disputed that, you know, or they were like, you know, we're going to investigate it, da-da-da. So they disputed it and did all this. Well, that same day, I realized right here, it says actually that I got a text message from Cash App saying that some kind of code was approved like early in the morning at 2:19 a.m. And I was charged $10 for it. Well, actually, somebody charged my card and funded that Cash App, which says Cash App Cheyanne C. It's my name, but it's not me. First of all, I have a Cash App. I don't use my last name. Like, I know that's not me. First, I was sleeping at 2 a.m. $10. Okay, so that was like, all right, you know, just try to probably see if I could notice. Okay, so I got that on my card. And then, right, so I ignored that. I was like, you know what, I didn't notice the transaction. I just seen a text message on my phone that I had a Cash App authorization code, whatever. So I just ignored it, right? So July 1st, okay, I was at the viewing for my uncle, and I realized that I had a Cash App in my name. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. At about, this would be about 10 o'clock at night. Somebody had charged my card to this Cash App that says Cheyanne C, right, to my name, $50. $50 more. So first it was $10, now it's $50. Okay, so now they're sending this Cash App person $50. So they've already gotten $60 from me. Okay, tester. They were just trying to see what they could get rid of. That was July 1st. July 1st, okay, I was at the viewing for my uncle. So the next day, I was at a funeral, and I was getting notifications that my card kept getting denied at different places because I had locked my card on Bank of America. On the website, you can lock your card so nobody can get into it. Well, I was getting all these denied things, so I called the bank, and I was like, yo, like, what is this? They were like, well, somebody's trying to use your card at these places. I was like, okay, well, my card's locked. They can't. They're like, okay, we'll just have it remain locked. Okay, so I did, right? So I went home, you know, I went about my business. July 6th, I went to my sister's house because we were having a party, like a little get-together for my uncle. So I was over there. We were all getting ready and stuff. And I was actually across the street at my friend's house, and I started getting notification after notification after notification, right? So I got the first notification. It was, let's see, right here. July 2nd, this was online. So this was at night online, $206. That was me. Okay, hold on. So scratch that. July 6th, this was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No, this was 12:50 in the afternoon. They went to Kroger, and they spent $510 at Kroger. July 6th. July 6th, I was at my sister's. I mean, I was at my friend's house. I was getting this message. So I got this message, right? Oops, sorry. This thing just jiggled. So I got this message on my phone. $500. I'm like, what the shit? Like you gotta be joking me. $500, so I'm on the phone with the bank, right? Trying to call the bank. Well, ding, I get another one. Seriously, another one right after that. $500. They pulled out cash or ATM, withdraw, $500. They got a $3 fee or something. So it was what? $503.50. So $3.50 fee. Sorry. Okay. All right. So I'm like, you know, now I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with the bank, right? They're like, okay, like, we're going to dispute this, like, da-da-da-da. So I'm, like, going back. Like, you know, I'm on the phone trying to give them everything. Give them any kind of possibility I can. I'm on the phone with them for hours, okay? So a couple hours goes by. And I like get off the phone with him. Well, I ended up getting another transaction on my phone from this company. It's called Nico LLC, which I have no idea what that is. Right? They pulled $400 out of my account. July 6th. Okay, so I'm still like trying to figure out. I'm still was gonna go to this party or like this get together, you know. Right after that, 20 minutes later, they went to Snipes, the Snipes, the company, the shoe company or whatnot, spent $100.70, okay? At this point, so earlier, right? Before they first took out this Cash App, my total, I had $2,384, okay, when the first Cash App started. So now, by the time they raped me of all my money, right, now I have, at Snipes, I have $358 left. I just had $2,000. Now I have $358, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, then, in the morning, okay, 9 in the morning, they go to Jimmy Jazz and spend $145 at Jimmy Jazz buying stuff, okay? Kind of weird because a few days after that, I seen my roommate come home with exactly Jimmy Jazz and Snipes bags. I was like, oh, and I actually mentioned that too in there. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Because they had those. Back up a little bit, baby. Okay. So July 6th, right? I started seeing all my money getting pulled out. I'm like, what? I'm like on the phone with the bank, like trying to have a good time. Like my uncle just died. So like we're trying to like have all get together, you know, and I'm on the phone with the freaking bank because I'm broke. Like all my money that I just saved up, it's gone. Gone. What am I going to do now, you know? And they're like, okay, well, it could take up to 90 days to get your money. And I'm like, 90 days? I can't wait 90 days. All right, I can't wait 90 days. So I had to wait. I ended up having to wait, let's see, a week. A week and a half. I ended up getting all my money back. Cash quit. I ended up getting all my money back, okay? And, so I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody I got my money back. I waited for myself to get my card. I got my card, like, at the end of July, beginning of August. I think it was, like, the beginning of August I got it. First week of August, probably. And, I didn't tell anybody. I locked my card, you know, like I always did. Forgot about it. So, August 12th comes around, right? I'm big. Mind you, I'm pregnant this whole time, right? I'm big. I'm pregnant. I'm about to have my baby. I'm like 38 weeks, 37 weeks pregnant, you know? And, I woke up one day, and I walk outside, and, I found a little kitty. You know, I just a little kitty. So I was out there, and I ended up calling animal control, and I waited outside for hours, you know, while they were outside, because I didn't want to leave the cat, you know. It was so tiny, I didn't want it to get run over in the trailer park that I was in. So I waited for animal control to come and get the cat. So after that happened, we kind of just chilled out. Me and my son hung out all day, and we ended up taking a nap, me and him, for a few hours, right? So I woke up, and I walked outside. They were gone. My roommate and my roommate's boyfriend were gone. And I woke up to a text message on my phone saying that my Bank of America PIN was changed. And then my account was updated. Okay, so I'm like, in my head back in the day, I'm like, all right, well, that's funny because my card's in my wallet and I locked it. There's no way. Like, it's probably from like when I did it, you know, from when I just reactivated my phone. That's what I was thinking, okay? So I'm like, you know, whatever. So that night, when I woke up, you know, she came home. She's like, hey, you should let me do your hair. You know, my roommate is like, you should let me do your hair. She does hair for like a living or whatever. She used to go to school for it. So I was like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever. So she was doing my hair, making it a little bit lighter. And then I ended up having a friend over that night. Okay, so that day, my card, so I wasn't paying attention. You know, I had a friend over that night. We ended up helping my roommate, like, put up some shit, like, some closet thing. I ended up getting my hair done, like, so I was, like, you know, busy. She was, like, distracting me, right? Okay. Well, her boyfriend, okay, that day, her boyfriend or someone took $500 out the ATM twice. So they took $1,000 out of the ATM. Okay. August 12th, $1,000 out of the ATM. Okay. Mind you, let's see. I'm going to show, what's my balance? Okay, so I had $2,700. $2,700 in there, okay? So, at August 12th, they took out $1,000. So now, I have $1,700 in there, okay? Then, okay, they go down to the corner store. The corner store. Like this little liquor store, right? Right down the road from my house. They spend $170 on my card. And then I have a picture, like I have a, because that's one of the surveillance pictures I have. They like, they were buying Patron, like liquor, like blunt wrap, like everything, dude. They were buying everything with my shit. What the hell, right? Okay, so that was August 12th. Mind you, I have no idea, right? I think my card's in my thing. Like, I had just got it back probably a week prior to that. I put it away. What I thought, I locked it. So I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. So August 13th, the very next day, I went to stay with my sister. It was my sister's girlfriend's birthday. So I was over there, right? And my roommate's boyfriend pulled out $1,000 at the ATM, okay? So, mind you, I don't know this. I don't know my card's taken. From August 12th to August 16th, I didn't know my card was taken, okay? So, the next day, so August 13th was just chill day, you know, I was just hanging out. August 14th, I went home. And my roommate was like, yo, like, hey, do you want to take me out to go get a car? Like, I just got this money, my money back, you know, like, all this money, da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, well, for one, I was kind of sketchy. I'm like, I even asked him, I'm like, where'd you get that money? I kind of find it funny, you know, prior, because my money had just got stolen, you know, before. I'm like, so where'd you get all this money since you're always broke and you can't pay for rent or any of the bills? Like, where'd you get the frickin' money at? She's like, oh, it was back pay for my unemployment. Like, I have $3,400 back pay. I'll show you. And, like, she, like, showed me her bank statement, da-da-da, whatever. Okay. So, I went and took her out to get her car. That day, I went and took her to buy her a car, she spent like, I think she spent like $1,200 on the car, and then she went to Kroger or Meijer, one of the two. I think it was Kroger or Meijer. And we went there and we got a money order for $500. So she could pay her half of the rent, right, with my freaking money. Okay, so I didn't know this. So I'm like, all right, you're paying the rent. You got this money. I'm like, all right, cool. You know? So she went and paid the rent. And then Ann bought her car, right? So I was like, all right, you know, the next day I was just hanging out at home. Like, I was happy. Like, the rent was paid finally. She, like, paid some kind of rent. Like, I was just happy that she paid some kind of rent. Like, or anything. Like, I was just happy, you know? So August 16th, I went to my sister's, and I went there. We were just hanging out. Me and my son were driving back. I got, like, all dolled up, you know. I was, like, taking pictures and stuff. And it was really nice outside. I was sitting in my car. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to check to see if my debit card's in there, right? So I was, like, going through my wallet. And mind you, I had I had 3 debit cards at the time. Now I got like 6. But I had 3 debit cards at a time, so I'm like, what, going in the wallet? Well, I don't see my unemployment card, right? I see all the other ones, but I don't see my unemployment card. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I must have put it in the safe that I just bought. See, I bought a safe and a lock. Like, I must have just put it in there. So I'm going to go check my safe. So I went and I opened my safe. I went through there, was like literally rushing through there, like did not find my credit card at all. So now I'm freaking out, right? I'm freaking out. So I get on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, please. Oh my God, please. I get on there. Dude, I swear to God, I am zeroed out of my account. Zeroed out, right? What's my balance? I'll even show you. What did I have at the end of it? I had $19 left. $19 left. Out of $2,700, I had $19, right? So I'm like, so I look, I'm like, $19? Like, what? So I go inside and I'm like, you know, my roommate was there. And I'm like, dude, like what the heck? Like, first of all, somebody just went and pulled out $500 out of the ATM today. Like, it says on my thing that somebody just used my card today. I don't have my card. And I haven't had it, so I'm like going back. I'm like, dude, like somebody took my shit on the 12th, like a whole week ago. A whole week. Bro, what? What? I was just like, dude, okay, so like I told her, okay, by the way, okay, so back up a little bit. I ended up getting the card that when my card came up missing that time on July. Okay, so I had my card disputed actually, right? I never physically had my card, never physically had it. Like I still physically had my other card in my wallet, but because there was some things going on in my account, I had to cancel my card. So when it got mailed to me while I was at the funeral, right? Okay, so when I was at the funeral, somebody took my card and activated it. I never received my bank card. Never received my bank card. Somebody took it and then did this, okay? So I was like, dude, like, I don't even have my card. Like, I physically have my other card, but you can't, but supposedly it's locked. Like, so how is somebody doing this, all right? I had to put that in there. That was a big key. Back then, I had something happen. I had to get disputed because of some transactions that were happening, I believe. And, I had to get a new card mailed to my house. July 6th or something, July 2nd was the day that I got my card mailed, and then July 6th was the day that they activated my card and started stealing my money again. Okay, so I got my card back. This time I asked them to do it in the mail, Finally got my card back. You know, I locked it. Whatever. But obviously, it got stolen. And I had $19 left. I called the bank. I'm like, how is this freaking happening? Like, you know, I called the police. Were involved the first time in July when they stole my card. When they stole my card from my house. Okay, so they delivered it to my house. I was at the funeral, and somebody must have picked up my card and activated it and took my stuff, right? I'm like, dude, like, I have my cards right here. Like, my card, I have my old card. How is anybody doing this? It's supposed to be locked. I didn't realize it got mailed that fast. So I called UPS. They're like, all right, yeah, it's there, you know. So I made sure that this was in the mail. So I'm like, keeping close eye on my card. And somehow it comes up missing again. I don't understand. The only thing that I can think of is on August 12th, when I was taking a nap, they must have went into my safe because I had a key and a key code. Like, you had to press a code to get my safe. They either took the key and got in my safe and got into my wallet and took my card, or my wallet was just laying somewhere. It was my house. It was just probably laying somewhere. And they took it, right? So I'm like, dude, what the heck, right? I'm calling. August 17th, I realized I called. The next day, I got my money back. The next day, they disputed my money. I was like, all right, sweet, you know. So every time they dispute your money, they got to lock your card. They got to shut it down, then they got to send you a new one. So that's why I kept having all these cards sent to me, because I kept having all these disputes. First of all, my kid's dad stole my other bank card that I just opened, right? Stole it. Then I had to dispute that, get a new card. So I didn't even have a card. Then this happened 2 days later. So I didn't even have a card at one point in this. I didn't have no card. Didn't even have access to my money. Seriously, for a whole week. Then I got my card back, you know, I locked it. And a week later, dude, I swear to God. So I got my money back, right? September, I got my card in the mail. And I took it immediately. When I got my card, I'm not kidding, I immediately went to Bank of America and pulled every freaking dollar out. Went and bought a safe, went and bought a lock, like, yeah, literally. Put it in my safe, you know, like, did all this. And, I was like, this is not happening no more. It didn't. It literally didn't happen. I tried to, like, set him up by setting my emptied, you know, debit card just laying around, seeing if maybe he would take it. It had $0 in it, so I wasn't sure. I mean, I just tried, dude. And mind you, they didn't pay rent this whole time. They stole my money, didn't pay rent this whole time, right? I had a feeling it was them. I started recording everything that they were buying. I started taking pictures of everything. All the cars that would come around. All the license plate. Literally, I was recording everything and sending it to the police. Like, I knew it was them. I just needed to catch them, right? Just needed to catch them. So, finally in October, I was getting fed up with the shit. Like, they owed me $2,000 from all the bills. And I finally, like, had the balls to say something like, yo, like, you owe me money. And then eventually it kind of just, like, went off, you know, like, whatever. It kind of got forgot about. Well, I was like, yo, like, no, you owe me money or you gotta go. So finally she's like, all right, like, okay, like, I don't have another choice. So she ended up leaving. She ended up leaving, like, that day. Never came back. Came back actually one time and got a few of her things, a few of her daughter's things. Never came back to get her stuff, ever. Mind you, she was a freaking pigsty. Pigsty. She was a nasty human being. She lived gross. Gross. Just trash everywhere, dude. Just disgusting, right? I don't live like that. I woke up and cleaned every single day. This bitch was disgusting. Partied every day, got drunk, drugs, like everything. It was nasty. Nasty, okay? So, October, I'm like, dude, leave, please, right? You got until Halloween. So, Halloween comes around, right? Nothing. Still didn't get the rest of her stuff out, right? I gave her the master bedroom. For, like, the last 6 months, gave her the master bedroom. She was having a brand new baby, whatever, you know? So I'm like, yo, like, I want my master bedroom. Like, I want that bedroom. I want to put my king-size bed in that shit. Come on. So, finally, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to move all your stuff. Like, I didn't tell her that. I just did. Moved all of her stuff out into my shed. And I was, like, packing. Like, it literally took me, like, 2 days to do it. That's how gross and how much shit she had. I was packing and packing and packing, like, you know, eventually got to her bed, so I, like, lifted up her mattress, and I seen a debit card. Mind you, I'm, like, seeing all these debit cards around her house for all different kinds of names. Not hers, not her boyfriend's, a whole bunch of other people's names that I know, her friends' names, that I know her sister, her sister's boyfriend, like, everybody's names, dude. And, I'm like, what, like, thinking in my head, like, what are the odds that this is going to be my card? Like, so I, like, prop big-ass mattress up on the wall, you know, and I, like, look down. I'm, like, looking at the card, and I'm like, oh, my fucking God. Like, it's got my name on it. It literally says Cheyanne L. Cox. Like, what? So I was just like, oh, my God. You know, like, I found my debit. I was like, finally, I found my debit card. Okay, good job. I was like, finally, like, I found my debit card, you know. I called the police immediately. They came over. I was taking pictures. I took a video. I was actually in a Snapchat when it happened. I was taking a Snapchat of, like, all of my stuff. And I like, recorded it. I was like, oh, my God. Like, what the hell? You know, so I ended up giving... Mind you, while this was happening, we couldn't get any of this video because I did not have the card number. I didn't have the card number. They took my card in August, so I didn't have the number. And then they took my card. Like, I had my old card number, but it wasn't going to work because they had physically took the new one that I had that was sitting on my porch and activated it. I needed that card number. I couldn't find it, you know. So none of those transactions I can get them for. But in August, that's the debit card that I found for the card that they stole then, right? So this is November, August, September, November. They just shoved my card under their bed and said, F it, you know, we're just going to leave it under here instead of cutting it up and throwing it somewhere else where I could have never found it. They just abandoned it for me to find, right? So I found it. And if they would have just cut it up and left it, I would have never found it, right? Found out. Because I needed the 16-digit card number. Bank of America would not release the video unless I had the 16-digit card number. So I found that card. I give the police the 16-digit card number. Mind you, I didn't know which card it was for. I didn't know if it was the first one or the second one. So I'm like, I don't know. Bank of America has it. Hopefully it matches up. It matched. It matched, right? So I'm like, yes, like, okay, so now can we get video? Like, they go, like, yeah, like, we're getting a video. We're getting the video. I'm just waiting for the Bank of America to release it. You know, it took weeks for them to release it. Finally, they release it to the police. It's December. They finally release it to the police, right? I'm door dashing. And I get a call from the police, and he's, like, literally, like, added in my contacts. Like, I know him. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know, and he's like, hey, I emailed you. Did you see the email? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, well, we got the footage, and I think it's in the video. Oh. I think it's my roommate's boyfriend in the video. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. So I hurry up, I get at my email, and, you know, I'm in the middle of my dash, and I look at it, and sure as shit, man, it's him. Nasty-ass dreadlocked motherfucker, that's him. And I just started crying. I was like, yes, finally. Like, I can take this to court. I can finally get somebody caught for this stuff, right? Finally, he is being charged with it now, like, I got my money back. I can't do anything about that. It's already gone, you know, like, well, I mean, it's not gone. I have it. But, you know, I have my money back. But that doesn't mean I'm suing people. I am suing people, my roommate and her boyfriend. You know? I'm doing it. But, okay, I'm talking into it. But, yeah, I felt like just man, those last 6 months, like, it dreaded me. Took everything out of me. Like, what? Why is somebody doing that? And now, ever since they left, you know, I ended up losing that house that I was in. I couldn't afford it by myself, which is fine. That was fine. I still had money. I just couldn't afford paying $1,000 a month by myself on top of all the bills that they had, you know, I was on, and the debt that I was already in from them. So I gave up on that place, and I moved in with my mom, and everything has just been fine since. I now have, like, saved $4,000. Like, I have good money, like, and nobody's gonna touch it. Ain't nobody's gonna touch it, because nobody's gonna get my information, promise you. Promise you. I'm protected now. I pay for protection now. But I just wanted to basically explain that to you. I know that there's probably gonna be some blank outs, like I don't know, because I did mention a few names in here. It kind of just like exited my mouth, but it's okay. I'm gonna get off here. You guys subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I'm gonna have a lot more videos. Yeah, now that I have some Wi-Fi. Seriously though, you guys should really subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos. I just want to explain that to you. I'm sorry if I'm kind of monotone. I just kind of wanted to get the story out. Like it's already been 40 minutes. So I just gotta edit it and blank out some names, and that's it. You know, maybe not blank out some names. I don't even give a, you know, honestly, I really don't. But alright guys. Until next time. Until the next video. Next week maybe. Bye.